Let's listen to this fucking clown right quick, right?
Putin thought when he started this war, this brutal war, this unprovoked war, as I said earlier before.
Only started because you guys are in power.
Podium,
Bitch.
he was going to divide the West, that he was going to make NATO weaker.
It is divided. It is weaker. You motherfuckers are dependent on this oil, you fucking moron.
And we believe that will continue and continue to grow that relationship.
Question on the line. Following up on the question about the call with the new Prime Minister yesterday, did a trade deal between the U.S. and UK come up? Was that discussed?
The U.S.-UK trade deal. So there's no formal linkage on trade talks between the U.S. and the U.K. and the Northern Ireland Protocol, as we have said, but efforts to undo the Northern Ireland Protocol would not create a conducive environment, and so that's basically
She's so dumb. She looked low IQ.
Trade at all yesterday?
I actually feel a little bit sorry for her.
Than what was in the readout.
I don't have much more. You never have anything. You're fucking not prepared for your fucking job.
And he's at the General Assembly?
We don't have a meeting or anything like that to read out at this time.
We don't have anything.
Post, as you've likely seen, reported that some of the files seized at Mar-a-Lago include material on foreign nations' nuclear capabilities.
Bless you.
Sweet gracious.
She's gotta be nice. That's all she's got. That's all you got. She wants to break the ice, yo, because she knows she's in trouble. She's always in trouble. Yeah, break that ice. I know. I've been there. I've been in trouble. I've been trying to break the ice.
Foreign nations' nuclear capabilities. I know you can't speak specific to that investigation nor to the findings there. I know where the line is drawn at this White House as it relates to that. But what has this president specifically said, and has he held any calls with some of America's allies or even adversaries on the issue of nuclear secrets that the U.S. may have some access to try to placate their concerns that that information is not in safe hands in the United States?
So I can say this: we don't have any calls to foreign governments to read out at this time.
You don't have. You never have
issue,
a fucking answer for
and
anything.
Reiterate this. You already kind of alluded. When it
That's
comes to
two questions, and she has nothing. She has nothing for that one either.
The ODNI is in the middle of
this is why affirmative action is fucking wrong, bro. Look at this poor lady looking like a fucking idiot out there.
But again, I don't have any calls to read out.
Let me ask separate from that then. Obviously, this is not unique to this investigation. There's been discussion that classified information was mishandled by the last administration, even before this investigation that we've been reporting on. So at any point has the president had conversations with other nations to communicate to them that information, they should view that information as secure? What has he done to try to make that message clear to the allies or adversaries around the world?
Again, I don't have.
Again, nothing. I don't have anything, bro. How can you guys, people that voted for these people, this don't frustrate you? That these people never have an answer for anything? When Trump was in office, that nigga will have an answer for everything.
I wanted to see if you can comment on that decision, and related to that, can you give us an update on your efforts to update last administration's rule allowing employers with religious objections and moral concerns to not include birth control in their plans of the offer?
So as for that decision, I'll refer you to the Department of Justice on that particular decision. We will have a statement.
Again, nothing. Are you fucking kidding me? Yo, I'm doing this shit live. Yo, I just turned it on because I don't have any content. And I'm like, if you're out of content, just go turn on the clown show. We don't have anything to share at this time, dude.
So,
dude.
So a federal judge talking about the social media.
Low IQ alert.
In Louisiana, a federal judge ordered that you have 20 days.
Not prepared. That's the results. That's what happens when you just want to fill a fucking body with a position, bro. This bitch is not prepared for this job.
So I can't comment. You've asked me this question last week.
And you make lesbians look bad, women look bad, and black people look bad because you're fucking incompetent. Like Obama was.
A couple of things.
Fucking affirmative action bullshit, affirmative action president, affirmative action White House.
Over and over again since the beginning
we have nothing.
Of the administration and our
say it again, bitch. I have nothing for you. Say it again.
It has been critical for the American people to have access to factual, accurate, science-based information and ensuring that any media platforms have access to latest information on a once-in-a-generation pandemic is something that has been done since the earliest days of the pandemic, beginning under the former president. So this has happened under the former president. I cannot say more.
Say his name, bitch.
From here, it is an ongoing litigation, as you know, and so I would refer you to the department.
What about if those communications are still happening? Are there frequent contacts between the administration and social media companies?
So I'll say this, as we have said before, there has been ongoing work dating to the Trump administration to provide accurate COVID information where folks get their news. Again, this is litigation that is ongoing and is currently happening. Clearly, that's why it's ongoing, and so I would refer you to the Department of Justice.
Again, she has nothing. She refers you. She either refers you somewhere else or tells you she's got nothing. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me?
Would he consider Mitch McConnell a MAGA Republican?
I'm not going to go into specific
Yeah, of course.
name.
I'll get back to you. I'm not going to get into that, and I'll refer you to somewhere else. What the fuck is your
Go
job?
back to the speech.
Your job is to
his
provide
speech last
answers
Thursday.
from the White House. You're the White House spokesperson.
People have talked about if it was divisive. It
What
wasn't
is
divisive.
this, dude?
The way that we saw this speech is that he was talking to majority of the country who agree that we have to protect our democracy, who agree that we have to protect our freedom, who agree that we have to protect our rights. And the point of the speech was that he wanted to really point to an inflection point, an inflection time that we're in this time in our country. And he spoke very clearly. He talked about a minority, a small group of people who have extreme views and who threaten.
He said MAGA Republicans. That is not no minority, nothing, motherfucker. That's my whole state, bitch. The fuck you talking about, man? Don't act like you don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
And
The fuck you mean?
He also asked for people to come together. It didn't matter if you were a Republican or independent or a Democrat. He asked for folks to come together.
He didn't ask for
and
MAGA
against
Republicans to come together,
what
which is
we're
most of the
seeing.
Democratic Party.
These
Shut the
attacks.
fuck up. You ain't tricking
And
nobody
you don't have
unless you
look
want to be
further than
fucking
January
tricked.
6th of 2021 to see what the attack was on our democracy.
If you guys want to
It's very
see
clear.
a
We
real
saw
attack
it.
on the
We
democracy,
reported
go
it
check
that
out my
day.
video.
And
I think
you
it's
have
called
people who
Biden,
say,
the projecting.
The protesters on that day were patriots. That's problematic.
Yeah, they were
Coming from
patriots.
leaders.
They were just fucking stupid. They were
And,
patriots. They were
from that
idiots.
extreme part
There was everybody mixed.
of the
How
party.
come when it's
And so
Black Lives
that's
Matter,
what he's
everybody could be
talking about.
mixed?
He also ended the speech in a
God.
very optimistic way in trying to bring people together, and so I'll just leave it there at that time.
Thank you, Lynn.
The only one she answered was complete bullshit.
Still on the filtration cap. I'm just wondering, why is it just now that you are?
Which is not really a question, like, which was like, everybody knows what he said. It was just her expressing her opinion on what that fucking idiot had said
This
before.
is something that a lot of activist groups have written about in past weeks. I believe Secretary Anthony Blinken has also spoken about it since July. So I'm just wondering about the timing of it.
So as you know,
She's got nothing for her.
this was this is information that was downgraded information, and so as you know from past times, it takes some time to do that.
Say it.
Don't have much more to say. It takes time to do that. I'm not going to go into how our intelligence community moves.
Yo, what the
But
fuck?
again,
How
we're
is this
providing it
happening?
now,
This bitch is at this. It's
and we
dumb.
want to make it
I don't
very
have
clear
anything.
how
I'll
we
get back
feel
to you.
about this, how we're holding Russia accountable for the atrocities that they are committing.
All this, well, you know why I'm talking over her? So, the guys that are fucking annoyed at
And
me.
a couple of, questions
It's because she's not
that
saying
have
anything.
been,
Once she says, I'm not gonna answer the question, I'm gonna just talk over that bitch. Because the rest is filibustering.
Say that again.
So there's an accusation from Beijing that the NSA hacked the Chinese university research facilities. Is there any response from the administration?
So I would refer you to NSA on these claims.
Dumbass
China,
bitch doesn't know what the
speaking,
fuck is going
it
on
did
with
not
anything in the
surprise me
fucking
that,
country,
or
dude.
to us that
Anything
China
in the
is
fucking country. I've been on this shit for like
its own
5 fucking
malicious
5 or 10
cyber
minutes. I'm not sure.
on which
And this
there
bitch
is
hasn't answered
extensive
shit.
reporting
Doesn't know
on
anything. She
private
says,
sector
I don't know, and
entities
gives you a
around the
word
world.
salad.
But again, this is something that I refer to you to NSA.
And then refers you
One
to
more on
like,
China, please. Is the
to the person that you asked, to the
considering
thing you asked about, she refers you to them.
Nicaraguan imports. There is some reporting, including from our side, on that, particularly in light of the country potentially taking steps to sign a free trade agreement with China.
Say that. I didn't hear the beginning.
So is the administration still considering stopping imports from Nicaragua? There's some reporting on this that we've also done in recent weeks, particularly in light of the potential free trade agreement between Nicaragua and China.
And the free trade agreement. Okay, so look, we are going to.
She don't know shit about that either.
We've mentioned before, when it comes
Peep
to
it, peep
this,
it, peep it, peep it, peep it.
There's been a dramatic deterioration, as you know, of respect of democratic principles, and we've talked about this before, and human rights by the Ortega Murillo regime in Nicaragua. I think we had this conversation last week in the briefing room, including the harassment and imprisonment of democratic leaders, members of the political opposition, students, faith leaders, and journalists. In addition to the regime's increased relations with Russia poses risk to the security of the hemisphere. With members of the international community, we have already taken a number of actions to promote accountability for the Ortega Murillo regime's actions, and will continue to do so. But at this time, we don't have new actions to announce.
Not confirming that you're stopping.
She gave you that
Just
time
don't
the
have
word
any actions
salad
to announce.
Thank you.
But
before the
talked about
bullshit.
this many times.
You see, I'm letting her talk. If she had said we don't have anything new, I would have just not even let her say all that
Thank you so
bullshit.
much, Karine.
Yo, are you guys seeing? Am I being biased here, or is this bitch not answering shit? Nah, I'm not being biased. Get the fuck out of here, bro. I gotta. If you think this bitch is answering questions, your IQ is low, or you're a gay or something, or a lesbian, or black, or not even black, man. Get the fuck out of here with that bullshit.
The U.S. to break ties with Brazil if the results not respected. Is the White House
Blacks ain't on this bullshit no more, man. They waking up, man. Trust me, trust me, trust me,
So I don't have
trust
any
me.
conversation
Little baby
to,
voted
to
for
provide
Trump.
to you,
Kodak Black
this
voted
time
for
with
Trump.
the, members of Congress.
All the dudes that I know that are black voted for Trump.
Brazilian,
My soon-to-be
elections, we're
business
gonna continue
partner,
to monitor
business
them.
partner
The United
Tito
States
voted for
trusts
Trump.
in the strength of Brazil's democratic institutions.
Fuck outta
Brazil
here.
has a strong
Y'all ain't
track
tricking nobody no
record
more.
of
Y'all got too
free
stupid. Y'all
and
got
fair
too
elections,
stupid.
which are conducted with transparency and high levels of voter participation. The elections that have been conducted by Brazil's capable and time-tested electoral system and democratic institutions serve as a model for nations in the hemisphere and across the world. As a partner democracy to Brazil, the United States will follow the October elections with great interest. As I just said, we're going to monitor, and with full expectations that they will be conducted in a free, fair, and credible manner, with all relevant institutions operating in accordance with their constitutional role. But again, we're just going to monitor the upcoming Brazilian elections. Don't have any calls or meetings to read out.
Doesn't never have anything. She just read the word salad.
I'm not going to get into any specific resolutions or.
Jesus Christ! You guys see what I'm trying to tell you? She'll give you the word salad sometimes before, but always doesn't have anything new. Will refer you to what they have, and it's not gonna get into it any further.
Would come to New York to participate. Is the White House aware of this? Is talking to Ukraine about this?
I would leave that to President Zelensky. We're not going to comment on his travel. That's for him. That's for him to speak to. We're not going to speak to that.
And did the White House invite President Macron here around the General Assembly?
Nothing to read out to you on any upcoming meetings with
Wow,
any foreign leaders.
wow! This woman, either she does nothing and know nothing, or either the White House is doing nothing. And I think it's a mixture of fucking both, dude. This is horrible. This is bad. I don't know how this is to stress people out. I don't get it. You know, I'm talking to my best friend. I've been trying to fucking talk to him forever. You know, he's still on the same bullshit. But yesterday he's telling me he's making half the money he was making last year. And I'm like, my brother.
The investigation are helpful or harmful to the country. Does he want
But
those leaks
I don't
to
know.
continue?
No one learns through other people's eyes and experiences. They gotta go through it for real.
It's an ongoing
But I don't want people to go through it.
As you know, the Department of Justice is leading that investigation. We're just not going to comment from here.
Of course you're not gonna comment.
Last Friday,
You guys are not doing
Secretary,
anything.
said of green technology in California. that
My
state
God,
was
this
in
is
the lead
insane.
And showing the rest of the nation how it's done. The state is currently racing for blackouts. They've set ambitious goals. And
This is awesome. Check
in
this out. I
particular,
want to see how she's gonna answer this
The
one.
governor is asking folks there not to charge their electric vehicles. Does the president agree that California is an example?
Blackout in Cali because they're trying to shun gas and they ain't
I haven't seen
ready.
those specific statements.
Oh, I've seen the specific statements, bitch. You haven't seen the specific statements?
I'm not going to comment on something that I haven't seen in full.
I seen that shit,
You have a
bro.
question? I'm happy to take it.
So, by my
Newsom just tweeted that shit, you lying cunts. Now she's lying. She's fucking lying, because if I saw those tweets, that bitch saw those tweets. Get the fuck out of here, dude.
Really? Have we? I think we've said that a few times.
I don't like this lady anymore.
And you guys have reported it.
I've never said through one of these
You guys would
things.
back this up.
Well, so.
Nah, I don't like this bitch.
Aside, the president still hasn't done a sit-down interview in over 200 days. Is he dodging us? Is there a reason why?
Oh, absolutely not. The president's talking to you all. He takes your questions all the time. He took Peter's question last Friday. I'm sure Peter was excited about
Fucking
that.
fuck you.
I have another.
No, he took a.
Seriously,
He
dude.
actually, Ed, he took another question when we were.
You see, that's why I can never really be part of the American society. I'm just too real, bro.
No, I hear you. I hear
If
you.
I
The
see this
president's
bitch, I
going
wouldn't
to-
shake her
he is
fucking hand. I'd be like, yo,
happy
nah, I
to,
can't fuck with
to,
you. I can't
talk
fuck
to
with you. I
you
can't
all.
fuck
As
with
you
you. I
know,
can't
he
fuck
does
with
it
you.
multiple times
can't fuck with you.
during the week.
That's how I see that bitch.
I
Hey, y'all
don't
think I'm
have a
playing
sit-down
too.
interview to
People that
announce
know
or
me know
provide
for real.
or
That bitch will come shake my hand. I'll be like,
schedule
nah,
at
I ain't
this
shaking your hand,
time.
bitch.
And,
Cardi B will
so,
come shake my hand,
look,
even though she wouldn't. What if
you
I'm
guys
just a fucking
know
loser, right?
Joe Biden,
But
who's been the senator
yo, if I become a billionaire
for
tomorrow,
46 years. He was
I'm
vice
not fucking with
president
these
for 8
people, man.
years, and you know, you guys have followed him.
Who the
and
fuck do
have had
these
multiple
fucking people think they
conversations
are
with you, sit-down
that they
conversations with him,
she
and,
thinks
and once
that
we
she don't have to
something
think
share, we will share that. Okay.
because she's got a good heart, you know. That's what it is with these people. They think they don't have to think.
The administration want a further action after
They sit there on their high horse and think they've got it all figured out before they turn fucking 50. You know what I'm saying?
Could that be? And do you expect it to be only an American action or maybe a coordinated set of?
The difference with me is that I don't want to change anything.
So,
I think people that knew better than me have left us a
will
great fucking
NATO
country. And who the
allies
fuck am I to come and
will
just
make their own
put everything on their head like these people? So if you guys think I'm projecting, like, oh, isn't that what you're doing, thinking you know everything? No, I don't think I know everything. I think America knew a lot. That's why it's number one. And I want to follow those footsteps. I don't want to bring it back and make things like in my old country.
Article 5. So again, that's something that the NATO allies are going to.
History has shown that's not the way. What history has shown
Again, this is not. This is part of NATO allies to.
is that this
decide
isn't the
on.
way. We've never had someone this
And
incompetent.
so
Not
our
even
role
Jen
here
Psaki
is
was
to
this fucking
support,
incompetent.
Albania's efforts
Jen Psaki
to
was a
hold
dumbass bitch
Iran
too,
accountable,
but she came a little bit more prepared than
and,
this,
work
man.
with
Jesus
Albania
fucking
to
Christ.
strengthen
She did the whole
its
circle shit too, though, a
cybersecurity
lot.
and reinforce
God
more
damn it,
of
that's
its
nah. It's just they're both
responsible
bad.
behavior in cyberspace.
I'll talk over her
That
because who
is
cares about what this
we're
bitch is
going to do
lying?
and be a helpful ally in that way.
This bitch is lying. Let's see if she's gonna answer this question. I'll shut up.
The water pressure in Jackson, Mississippi has been restored, but it remains a critical situation with oil water advisory in effect again. The president said last week he had no plans to travel to Jackson. Does that remain the case?
So as you know, the EPA administrator is in Jackson right now. He's supposed to be doing a press gaggle. I think it may have happened already while I was here with all of you. So he was he's there today, and he has had a press gaggle, I believe, with the mayor and also the governor. I don't have a trip to read out to you. I do want to say FEMA, EPA, and the U.S. Army.
They
Corps
asked her
of Engineers
what the trip
continue
was. She
to
gave her the word
partner
salad
with
and told you
officials
she
there to
has
help
nothing
distribute
on the
water,
trip to give to you.
expedite the
This
delivery of
bitch
equipment
doesn't
to
know
repair the water
anything
treatment
about
facility
anything.
and support with safety
Okay?
inspections. The emergency declaration signed by
Okay?
the president.
They asked her about the
this
trip. She's got nothing new to
last
give
week
you,
or
and now
so
this is a
includes
fucking word salad.
reimbursement for drinking water and support
That
for
she's
temporary
fucking reading.
repairs
She's
to
reading
the water
fucking
system.
notes.
Just a couple of things I want to list out to date that we have done. 5.6 million bottles of water have been distributed at state-run sites to date. FEMA has an additional 5 million liters of water available if requested at nearby distribution centers. A call line is available for residents who need home water delivery.
If I knew this girl, I'd feel so bad for her. Money isn't everything in life, man. How you feel when you come home? I know that bitch can't feel good about her job.
And both EPA
Or
and
she
US
has no
Army
soul.
Corps of
Like,
Engineers
seriously,
are
like, you
on
gonna
site
lie like
at
the-
O.D. Curtis
or
treatment
she just
plant
got a low IQ.
to
It could be
assess
that
the
too.
pumping system, wastewater infrastructure, electrical system, and safety concerns. Again, our administrator of EPA, Regan, is there. the FEMA administrator, Criswell, was there recently, as well as Mitch Landrieu was there on Friday. And so we have had an all hands on deck and being as very responsive to their needs and surging that response right after the declaration was requested and signed by the
It's
president.
not the first time the EPA administrator has gone down to Jackson to
Yeah.
talk about this problem. He
Yeah,
went
absolutely.
he went last year. Why has the president decided, or seemingly decided to this point, not to direct the nation's attention himself to this problem? I mean, he's going over the next week, he's going to Ohio, Massachusetts, Michigan. We've traveled with him to New York, New Jersey, Kentucky, Texas, and the West to talk about natural disasters. This is a
Look at her, they mean to change when they ask
Why
about
doesn't he
Biden, because you know that guy's a
use the power
fuck
of
up. He's like,
the
fuck, here it
presidency to focus
goes.
the nation's attention?
I would say, Stephen, that he has used the power of the presidency to focus on this particular issue. If you think about what happens to brown and black communities across the country when it comes to environmental injustices, if you look at the bipartisan infrastructure law, if you look at
What the fuck is environmental
the
injustice?
Inflation Reduction Act,
Right out of the
put those
fucking
together,
liberal ass.
$100 billion
What the fuck is that?
going to deal with that issue.
Please
in
someone explain to me in the
communities
comments if you
like
can what the
Jackson.
fuck is environmental
And,
justice
that's gonna
and
go
justice
a
is.
very long way. That
How
is
can
an
they-
investment that we don't see at all very often from a federal government, from a White House, to be zeroed in on those issues of environmental injustices. This is part of the plan of this president to deal with that in a real serious way. And we're going to continue. We have worked closely with groups and organizations on other things that we can do to deal with these issues. And so we're going to continue to do that. I mean, that's why the bipartisan infrastructure law is so critical, is so important. It's going to fix crumbling infrastructure that, like we're seeing in Jackson. We've talked about the $400 million through the American Rescue Plan for water upgrades across that very state. The city has allocated $20 million of its ARP funds for water and sewer infrastructure needs, $75 million through the bipartisan infrastructure law to support the state to provide clean and safer water this year, with an additional $429 million available to the state over the next 5 years, $30.9 million through the EPA's revolving loan funds for treatment and distribution system improvements for Jackson. And so we have made this a priority. The reason why the EPA administrator has been there multiple times is because he has made that a priority, in particular dealing with environmental justice issues that we see across the country. So he has used the power and the power of the pen, if you will, to deal with this issue in a real way by providing funding that's been long needed in these communities. Yeah.
Thank you, Kareem. As refugees were being evacuated from Afghanistan into the U.S. last year,
She looked down on
why aren't they
everything.
all being thoroughly vetted?
So are you talking about, what are you referring to?
Well, so as the White House was managing the Afghanistan withdrawal last year, we were told no one is coming into the United States of America who has not been through a thorough screening and background check process. But now there's this DHS Inspector General who says CBP admitted or paroled evacuees who were not fully vetted into the United States. That is not good. That is different than what you guys said. So how did this happen?
No, it's not different than what we have said. That very report, it did not take into account the key steps in that rigorous, you heard from us, rigorous and multi-layered screening and vetting process the U.S. government took before at-risk Afghans were permitted to come to the U.S. Again, I would refer you to the DHS comments on this. It did not take into full account of what the other agencies are involved in making sure that this multi-layered process and screening process, it is a multi-agency effort, and it did not. This particular report did not include that.
Okay, but so in the last week or so, we've heard the president calling elected Republicans a threat to the country. Does he think MAGA Republicans are more of a threat to the country than people DHS says may pose a risk to national security and the safety of local communities?
Again, DHS has disputed this report. And it said it didn't take into account the key steps that we have taken as a U.S. government, the rigorous multi-layered screening and vetting process that we take as a government. That was not part of the report. Again, this report is not accurate. I know that our team has spoken to your team about this, and the DHS has provided a comment saying just that. So again, I refer you to DHS.
Kevin, a question on Somalia.
Thanks, Bree.
I feel bad for her a little bit.
Yes.
Before the event in the East Room, can you give us any color about what the Bidens and the Obamas did together?
Yeah, one thing I can say, and I believe one of the presidents mentioned it while they were speaking, is they had lunch. They had lunch together, and they caught up, and they talked about their families. And they're very close. They're good friends. Not only were they partners for 8 years, but they also became close friends as well. Their families, and so I can say that they had lunch together.
Yeah, they're friends.
I don't have specifics on where they had lunch.
Michelle Obama called that dude a
but
fucking
they spoke
racist.
to it. I can't remember which
They're
one.
friends.
One of the presidents spoke
Lying
to
ass
them
bitch.
having lunch and catching up.
Okay. And just one other topic following up on
How
Pierre's
can you have a conversation with Joe Biden?
Can the United States assure its allies that their nuclear secrets are safe?
I know you guys have a lot of interest in this, and I know this is a question that is more broader question, but I want to be very clear, and from here we cannot comment, or we will not comment on anything related
And
or
anything
close,
important.
to
And anything that matters.
to
I'm done, bro. Sorry,
close to
guys.
the independence